Power Hour with John Lee.
Now, Greg Taylor, another one not particularly famous. What happened with Greg? Greg was a party boy. North Carolina, I believe, he's a party boy. Liked his crack cocaine. He wasn't a crackhead, what you might call a crackhead, like a roving, thieving, nasty, fucking violent man. He was a party boy, you know, and he liked his rock. You know what I mean? That was his drug of choice and his alcohol. He wasn't a particularly good father because of that, and he spent too much fucking money. But he was, you know, ordinary really. Quite a nice guy, ordinary looking guy, you know, ordinary family, fucking ordinary. I could just make a long list of things and say ordinary before all of it. Fucking ordinary. The only thing really that made him interesting was the lifestyle, the party lifestyle, because he was like a really quiet, reserved kind of guy until the party started. Get the kegs on, you know what I mean? Get the stone out. And then he became the life and soul of the party, apparently. And one night he's out and he's on the sesh. And he's had a bit of crack. He's round at his friend's house and they're watching the football, the American football. He says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go and get some stone. Go and get some crack for the lads. So he's gone down to get some crack and he's got the crack. While he's there, another crackhead, crack lover, maybe not a crackhead, crack lover, gets in the car. You know, crack for you, crack for me. Yes, why not? So they fucking smoked up. This Greg said to his friend, it wasn't a friend, he was an associate really. Look, do you want some more crack? Yeah, I do actually. Well, let's go and get some. I know a place. Boom. So they go around and they're scoring crack and you know, and then they get quite a decent amount and they've still got some beers. And they drive down a cul-de-sac because they're looking for somewhere to smoke this crack, aren't they? And they drive down this cul-de-sac, you see, and they're sitting there and, you know, it's the fucking party in the car. And they think, fuck me, this is a cul-de-sac. What the fuck are we doing? If a police car comes down here now, we're fucked. So their answer to that is to drive up this fucking lane. So they drive up a lane and they're in the dark and just looking for somewhere to park the car to, you know, settle in and get the sesh on. And that's what they do. And then they realise, well, it's pretty late, you know, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning maybe. It's time to rock. Let's get the rock out of here. So, you know, engine on, fuck. Car won't move. Look, out the door, stuck in the mud, man. You're not getting that shit nowhere. Fuck it, leave the car here. We're not sitting here all night. So they walk back down the lane, and they get back onto the cul-de-sac. Guy says to Greg, what the fuck's that there? Is that a mannequin? They're both fucked up, you know what I mean? I mean, they always say that, don't they? Is that a mannequin? I've never fucking seen a mannequin anywhere. I don't think that would be my first instinct to think, is it a mannequin? And that's what they say. They thought, oh, is that a mannequin? And then they've looked and they said, no, it's a fucking dead body. It's a woman. And we're full of fucking crack. Let's get out of here. You know what I mean? And they've rationalised it. Well, we'll go home, we'll fucking, you know, get out of here. We'll say fuck all. And then we'll come back tomorrow. And if they haven't solved it, or, you know, they're not in the process of solving it, we'll tell them what we saw. But if it's not necessary, we won't put our names up. We won't get involved. That is what it is. The woman was a young woman called Jaquetta Thomas, who was in fact a prostitute and addicted to crack cocaine. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, the next day, Greg goes down to work. He's with his wife. They get in the car and they drive down to where Greg works, and he's talking to his boss, and his boss mentions this because there's a lot of police around and all that. So he says, well, we'll go up there. So he says, yeah, let's go. So they walk up, the three of them, and Greg says, well, I was here last night, I was on the sesh, and I left my fucking car up there, you know what I mean? So I'll have to go and tell the police and try and get my car back. So that's what they do. So they walk up with police everywhere, and Greg goes up to the police and he says, look, you see that car up there on the field, that white one? And they say, yeah. And he says, well, that's mine. I left it here last night. Oh, really? Go and talk to that detective. Okay, what were you doing here? We were drinking beer. We're having some beers. And we didn't really want to park on the cul-de-sac, so we went up there for somewhere quieter to park, and then we couldn't move the car. All right, fair enough. And so they get taken down to the station, and they get questioned, and then the questioning turns to accusations. And very quickly he gets pushed through the system, and he doesn't get bail, and he gets what we call in England remanded. So he gets sent to jail. And that's a problem because he hasn't got any fucking money. So he can't get a decent lawyer. The lawyer he's got is fucking shit. Absolute fucking dib-dob. Shows any cunt can be a lawyer. If you read a book and maybe get what do you want to get 20-30% on the exam after if you do all the assignments to pass the fucking thing? I don't know, because there's some fucking stupid lawyers on parade. And he got one of them. He's we call them duty briefs in England. In America they're what are they called? The automatic defence lawyer that you get. State's attorney, is it? That guy's going to protect you from the machine, and of course they know they can't and they don't want to. And there's actually a scene where he was filmed coming out. They're going through the prison, and he says, he looks quite calm, and he says we're innocent, because he fully believed that at some point somebody was going to realise, yeah, these boys didn't do it. And when they go to trial, there's a shitload of evidence against them, against these lads, right? Blood on the car, right? The girl's blood is on the car. That's the main one. And there are two witnesses, right? Crackheads, they don't say they saw the crime. They say they saw the victim with them. And so with two crackheads and the evidence of some blood on the car, which doesn't fucking prove anything really, they get sent to prison, right? And they get sent to life, and they're entirely fucking innocent. Their only crime, I think, that you could say was a crime was leaving the scene of a crime, because they were on the scene of a crime, on the scene of a murder, dead body on the street, and they left. That's wrong. Primarily because they didn't know she was dead. I mean, she might have looked dead, but are you a trained professional? Did you call an ambulance? Did you get the paramedics? Did you bring them there to try and save this person's life? Are you sure that person was dead when you left the scene? No. Could you make a case against somebody for negligent homicide? You didn't know that person was dead. You didn't know if that person was alive. Maybe that person was alive, and you chose to leave the scene because you'd taken crack cocaine and you didn't want to put yourself in the fucking shit. Right? And therefore you caused that person's death through your own negligence because you neglected to help. I think there's a case to be made for that. So I'm not championing this guy as a wonderful person. I'm not saying he made the right choices. I'm not saying he did the right things. I'm saying that the guy did not murder anybody, and neither did his fucking friend. Doesn't mean anything. The justice system is not a justice system. It's a fucking game. It's get somebody for the crime. We've got a fucking name on the board, right? And it's red, and we want to turn it black. We want to say, fuck that, solved, right? Who the fuck can we blame? Because as soon as he turned up, they had him down as fucking guilty. As soon as he walked up and said, that's my car, all right, you guilty bastard. Just wait over there. We'll talk to you in a minute, right? Because they're lazy fucking idiots, by and large. Lazy fucking idiots. And he was railroaded, and he was not protected. He was not given a chance. And of course his fucking, his whole family, completely disintegrated. His wife left him. Apparently she was promising all kinds of loyalties, and then she left him, but who am I to judge? Apparently he wasn't the greatest husband in the world anyway. So again, I'm not just fucking flying to his defence. I'm not defending him. I'm criticising the system. This guy was innocent. And he went to prison, and you can imagine the shit he went through, getting sent down for life. He's in one of these halls, It's not like a private cell. It's like 30 fucking guys to a cell, to a hall with bunk beds in. How do you sleep? And what do you sleep with? So they took a young guy who was just a bit of a dick, who liked his crack, and then when he saw a dead body, he just fucked off because he was on crack, and he thought, shit, I'm going to get caught taking crack, and he fucked off. They took that and they turned it into a 17-year incarceration. And they would not let this fucker out for love nor money. They've got all kinds of people, all kinds of lawyers taking his case up. The family are doing everything. They're proving that he's fucking innocent. The corruption, man. There was no blood on the fucking car. And they knew that. They knew that when they sent him to prison. The prosecutors, the police, they all knew that. That this man was being fitted up. They knew it. They were keeping evidence out. Right? They were withholding evidence from the defence, who was a useless cunt anyway. Right? And they were deliberately perverting the course of justice to send this innocent man to jail, knowing he was fucking innocent. The two of them went to jail, but, I'm on about Greg today. And after 17 years, finally, the pressure grows, and they set up this thing called the Innocence Inquiry Commission, which shouldn't need to exist. And there's 3 judges, and they went there and they have this court case, and it's just fucking, it's peas and carrots, it's fucking obvious. Right? So all the evidence you presented at the original trial was bullshit. Yes, it was. You knew it was bullshit when you said it. Well, yeah. You deliberately withheld evidence that would have fucking proven him innocent. I suppose I did, yeah. And then they let him out. Once his life's fucking ruined. Lucky for him, he kept in shape, looked good coming out. You don't know what's gone on. You don't know what's happened to his mind. And now he's got to get to know his daughter all over again.